All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about one of the biggest, most talked about, most invested in, and yeah, let's be honest, most feared topics on the planet right now: artificial intelligence.
So, over the next few minutes, we're going to cut through all that noise. I'm going to give you a really clear framework to understand this whole AI revolution. We'll look at the tech itself, what it actually is. We'll check out the corporate giants who are in this massive battle for control. And yeah, we're going to talk about the very real risks and the absolutely mind-blowing future it could all lead to.
Okay, so to really get what's going on with AI, we've got to start at the beginning. You hear all these buzzwords flying around, right? It's super easy to get lost, but trust me, once we break down the core ideas, everything else just kind of clicks.
So what is AI really? Well, at the end of the day, the big idea is pretty simple. It's any technology that lets a machine simulate human intelligence. And it isn't just one specific thing, it's this huge umbrella term for all sorts of stuff, like problem solving, learning new things, and even being creative.
The best way to think about it is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. The biggest doll on the outside, that's artificial intelligence, the whole big concept. You open it up, and inside you find machine learning. That's a specific part of AI where we teach computers by feeding them tons of data. Then you open that one up and you get deep learning, which uses these really complex structures called neural networks, kind of modeled after our own brains.
And that brings us to the smallest doll, the one at the very center of everything right now, the one making all the headlines. This is generative AI. This is the magic behind ChatGPT, Midjourney, all those tools where you can type in a sentence and it creates something totally new.
Okay, so we know what it is. Now the big question is, who is building it? Because let me tell you, there is an absolutely intense race going on right now with just a handful of giant companies trying to shape this whole new world.
And the AI landscape? It's not really a monopoly by one company. It's more like a medieval map with a bunch of powerful kingdoms. You've got a small number of US tech giants, and they've all carved out their own territory. One controls the hardware, the actual chips. Another controls the cloud platforms that run everything. They've each got their turf, and they are defending it like crazy.
And if you want to know who's winning the race for actual users, well, the picture couldn't be clearer. Look at this. OpenAI's ChatGPT is just in another universe. It's grabbing almost 83% of all the traffic for chatbots. I mean, that's not just winning. That's an absolutely staggering level of dominance. You almost never see numbers like that.
But there's a story behind the story. Underneath all this fancy software, pretty much all these companies, OpenAI, Google, you name it, are building their kingdoms on the very same foundation. And that foundation is made by one company, NVIDIA. They have a virtual monopoly on the powerful computer chips you need to do AI, over 90% of the market. It's like the old gold rush. The real money was made by the folks selling the picks and shovels, while NVIDIA is selling all the picks and shovels.
Right, so this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing. This tech is already here. It's having a real, measurable impact on our lives, right now, all across the globe.
I mean, it's completely changing entire industries. Take healthcare. You've got AI that can sift through complex medical scans and help doctors find signs of cancer way earlier and more accurately than ever before. It's even being used to guide robotic arms during surgery to make them more precise. We're talking about things that directly lead to better outcomes for patients.
And it's the same story in finance. AI algorithms are running the show, making trades, managing risk. And this isn't just behind the scenes. Just look at Malaysia. They launched the first bank that's run completely by AI. That's a huge deal. It shows just how deeply this stuff is getting baked into the system.
And make no mistake, this is not just a Silicon Valley thing. It's a global phenomenon. You have governments all over the world in a race to both use AI and figure out how to control it. India is pouring massive amounts of money into its national AI plan. Countries are teaming up, like the US and Japan, to work on research together. And for us, regular people, AI is quietly becoming part of everything, from our TVs to our phones.
And the speed this is happening, it's just breathtaking. In India, get this, 92% of employees in major industries are already using AI at work. That is just mind-blowing. It's the highest in the entire Asia-Pacific region, and it shows how fast this is going from a niche tech to just how we work.
Okay, but with all this crazy growth and all this money flying around, you have to ask the big question. Is this for real? Is it a sustainable revolution? Or are we just watching a massive bubble inflate, ready to pop?
It's really hard not to see the parallels to things like the dot-com bust. Right now, there's this insane investment arms race going on. Everyone's throwing money at AI, mostly because they have a massive fear of missing out. But here's the catch. A lot of these companies haven't actually figured out how to make a profit yet, and that has a lot of smart people worried that we're heading for a really sharp, really painful crash.
And the risk isn't just about money. Not at all. There are these huge, thorny questions for society that we're just starting to deal with. Like, what happens to people's jobs? If an AI creates a song or a painting, who owns it? And a really big one, these AIs learn from data from our world, a world that's full of biases. How do we stop the AI from just learning and amplifying those same biases? There are no easy answers here.
And listen, this isn't just some fringe tinfoil hat stuff. We're talking about some of the smartest people on the planet, people like Stephen Hawking, who warned in no uncertain terms about the huge long-term risks. They're saying if we don't get this right, if we're not careful, it could be an existential threat.
So that leads to the ultimate question, right? Where is all of this going? What's the end game? Well, for a lot of the people building this stuff, the final goal has a name, AGI.
AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence, and it's basically the holy grail for AI researchers. We're not talking about an AI that's just really good at one thing, like playing a game. We're talking about an AI that can think and reason and learn about anything, just like a person can, or maybe even better than a person can. So naturally, the first thing everyone asks is, okay, so when do we get it? And the honest answer? Nobody has a clue. Seriously. You ask the experts, and the predictions are all over the place. Some say it could be here by 2030, others say maybe 2060, and plenty of others say it's still decades and decades away, if it's even possible at all.
And that huge uncertainty has created this massive debate about what AGI would even mean for us. It really boils down to two completely different futures. One is a utopia. Imagine an intelligence so powerful it could help us cure every disease, solve climate change, and poverty. The other is a dystopia. An invention that becomes so smart, so powerful, that we completely lose control of it.
So which is it? Is AGI going to save us, or is it going to be our final invention? Nobody knows. That chapter hasn't been written yet. But here's what we do know for sure. The race has already started. The technology is already here. And the choices we are making right now, today, about how we build and use AI, those choices are going to decide what the future looks like for all of humanity.